Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is KJ Ricardo. Today's episode is a classic movie review. I like to do movie reviews every now and then, and this month's special is on the 1951 film The African Queen. Let's get into this review. This movie stars Katherine Hepburn as Rose and Humphrey Bogart as Charlie. This film takes place in World War I. Rose and her brother Samuel are English missionaries in Africa. That's until the Germans invade the African community. They set it on fire, and Samuel becomes very distraught over this. He eventually catches a type of fever, like a typhoid fever. There's nothing Rose can do to save him, and so he passes away. Rose can't be by herself anymore, and so she goes with Humphrey Bogart's character Charlie on his riverboat, the African Queen. This is her way out, but they decide to team up together and they're going to come up with a scheme to trick the Germans. They're going to escape them and get around them. It's a very clever idea, and they really have to depend on each other, even though they are nothing alike. They hate each other at the beginning of this film, but they go through some very shared experiences, especially with the raging rapids.
Mr. Owner?
Yes, miss?
The current's quite strong here, isn't it?
Yes, we're getting near the rapids.
Really? So soon?
Just around that bend. Kind of dangerous. Better let me take over.
So Rose and Charlie have many experiences like this where they start to depend on each other, and eventually, like many films and characters, they start to fall in love.
We made it! We made it!
Hip, hip, hooray!
Oh, we sure put one over on them that time, didn't we, miss?
What a curious thing to have people
Well, they
shooting
were
at
that
us.
surprised to see the African Queen that didn't start shooting till we were past.
What news? It's dangerous in there, but it's the rate
They
of
didn't believe we tried to get down the gorge.
I suppose it's because the bullets sound like mosquitoes.
They didn't believe anybody could.
I felt like slapping at them.
Well, we showed them. Hip, hip, hooray!
Is my handling of the boat all right?
Well, yes. We've got it all right, miss. Well, we're running short of fuel. Better put in someplace.
So Charlie and Rose have fallen in love, but this doesn't mean that they don't have any challenges. Of course, they still fight sometimes when things aren't going the way that they thought. They still have challenges, but they always make up. The whole time that I was watching this movie, though, I kept wondering something's going to happen. I was left on the edge of my seat, and eventually they are captured by the Germans. and it's led to believe that they are going to die at the end of this movie. They're going to be hanged for their crimes. And so this is very suspenseful, and I'm not going to share what happened at the end of this movie. You're going to have to watch it yourself. But let's get into what I liked about this movie and more my review. Overall, this film was really well done. It was directed by John Huston. He was a successful director in the 1950s. This film was produced and shot on location in Africa. It was one of the first to be made in color. So 1951, think about that real quick. It was a pioneer in the film industry. I think the color looks excellent in this film. There's a lot of action in this movie, which I really loved seeing. I loved seeing the characters go through their struggles, and that's what I loved to watch. That leads to one complaint I had in the film, is that it took a while to get into the action. The missionaries scenes at the very beginning of the film, it dragged a little bit. I was wanting it to pick up while I was watching it. I said, okay, let's get to the action of the movie. And it did, with Humphrey Bogart and Katherine Hepburn. These two are Hollywood icons, and so they work so well together. Their chemistry was spot on. It was very convincing that they were falling in love and that they had fun while filming this movie. Overall, I give this 9 out of 10 stars. This is one of the best old Hollywood films, and I think everyone needs to watch it. Humphrey Bogart and Katherine Hepburn were phenomenal in this film. They just worked so well together. You can see that they really got along with each other off screen, and so you can see that on screen as well, that these characters, they're not supposed to like each other. They are opposites, and it just proves that opposites attract. They fall in love. They come together. They have shared experiences, and that's what I loved to watch about this film, is seeing the relationship and the romance evolve while all taking place on one location, the African Queen. And that's really it. I really enjoyed this movie, and I would definitely recommend it. I think everyone needs to watch this film at least once in your lifetime. If you have watched this movie, let me know your thoughts. What's your review? What do you like about this film? And if you haven't, hopefully you'll watch it someday soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time with another review. And remember to always laugh often.